My name is Carolyn Cowan, and we're exploring, we're playing with shame in all its different iterations. Now, you might have come to me and found YouTube videos long after knowing that June last year I self-published a book about shame. This is the book. It's called Shame, The Path Out of Hell. And so the book has been out now. I'm recording this video in April 26. So the book has been out now for 9 months. And it is actually a good book, which is a great thing. And I do know that this book is a brave read. I do know that. And the reason I'm making a video about the book is because a lot of people are really interested in shame, and I specialise in shame. And I've been working with shame consciously as a psychotherapist for 15 years. So when I talk about shame, I'm very rarely talking about my own shame. For 15 years, I've run, this October will be the 30th shame workshop with between 15 and 30 people exploring their shame and what comes up. And so my experience of shame is extraordinarily broad. And I know that this book is a brave read, partly because it's confronting. If you take the victim stance, then, you know, if you take the kind of disorder stance, which I accept disorders completely and utterly, and I have no negation of any kind of trauma or tall dark history. But the problem with a lot of trauma and tall dark history is that you don't only have disorders as a consequence, because you have to find the safety mechanisms and the ways to protect yourself, but you will highly likely have shame. And the issue with shame is that it is about taking responsibility, not only for your own stress system and your own anxiety, but there are rules to shame which are explained in this book. And one is, if you have shame, you will shame. And the other is that if you have shame, you're available to be shamed. So the first one, if you have shame, you will shame, that's hard, isn't it? Because that means that you're not actually behaving that wonderfully, and you're passing on shame. Shame is a parasitic emotion, and it wants to be replicated. So it kind of uses you. I mean, its perfect example is watching, it's 2026, it's April, watching Trump. Very, very weaponized shaming of other people all the time. And that's kind of normalized. It's created a kind of weird cruelty, which, okay, maybe it's kind of fascinating and slightly kinky to watch. It is, you know, what madness is he going to do next? Is he on drugs? But reading this helps you to actually notice, take responsibility, to start to notice how you behave and to do something about how you're behaving. It has a lot of exercises in it and a lot of different ways to think. So actually at the back, there's a whole list of tools in the book. And the tools are good. So there's breaths and stretches, and then there's a list of tools. There's tools in every single chapter. And there are different ways of helping you think about what you're doing with your shame. So I remember writing the book. It was a process. And I remember being brave and fearless enough to publish a book about shame, to self-publish, because I had an agent and I was with a big publishing house. But I didn't want them to tell me what I could say. And actually, I do know it's a brave book. And I do know a lot of psychotherapists are reading it, which is great. But it is written for the lay person. And you are a lay person if you're not a psychotherapist. It means you're, in inverted commas, a normal person. And the book is kind, but it is a brave read. I know that. But what I'm kind of saying is, if you do want to come into a recovery from shame, this is a really great tool. I do know this. I have read the reviews. I have been speaking to people who've read it, and it does do what it says on the packet. I am the only person that sells the hardback, so you can buy it on Amazon, Kindle, Audible, paperback. I sell the very beautiful hardback, so that's through my website.